Y'all, it's episodes like this that gets people divulged in a series. It's episodes like this that remind us why we fell in love with the show from the start, even if it's horrific. It's episodes like this that give me personally PTSD and make me watch the show in a very different light, considering I was a part of it, and always makes me say, I wonder what I would have done in that scenario. And I wonder what I did in that scenario and all the things, above and beyond. But I definitely can say this episode, I definitely think is the best one so far. And it's not disappointing nobody. And y'all, I'm just feeling the pain all over again. What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to the DeAndre Way, where we are going through episode 3 of the new season of Squid Game, season 2. And this episode was, like I said, my favorite by far yet. This episode brought everyone, I guess you could say, the nostalgia, the feeling of, okay, this is what everyone was waiting on, was the Squid Game portion of the game. And seeing how 456 is going to navigate his way this time through the treacherous torments of the Squid Games itself. And definitely some things, I think the mood, initial reaction, the mood behind it is very lighthearted. I feel seriousness, but also it's just more funny moments. And I do like that because at the end of the day, this is a children's game. I don't think it should be doom and gloom the whole time, even as serious as the stakes are. But in the beginning phases, if you guys remember the player last season, the girl who was just joking around with everyone, who was carefree, who was acting silly, who was crushing on the bully guy. I feel like we have like five more of those people in this game. Just especially 230. I think 230 stole the episode. Thorn or Throne or Thanos. He definitely came through, and he's giving me Lorenzo vibes from Squid Game: The Challenge, if you remember, our Italian friend. And he he definitely made the episode very more realistic, and definitely I think he might be one of the final 10. I think, he's given final 10 vibes because they're giving him all the screen time right now, and he's stealing every scene that he's in. Not just because of the purple hair, but just because his antics. I mean, I want to know what he popped. Definitely it was some kind of drug. And the thing is, like, I'm interested. How would they not think to get that, check his cross chain, but they're able to get all man's tracker out of his tooth? That seems a little miscalculated. That seems a little that just doesn't seem like it was real. I just think it was definitely some Disney Plus going on with that, because it doesn't make sense on, you would check everything, but when it's time to, really get down and dirty in regards to the guards stealing, his chip, they wouldn't check other people's things. So that just didn't seem real to me. I guess they had to have a loophole somewhere, but that's where we're in here to find out the loopholes and also what's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so we begin the episode basically with the goons and the cop getting on the boat to save Ji Hoon. I was saying his name wrong in the past one, so I apologize, y'all. But yeah, they get on the boat to go save him, and we get the orchestra music, y'all. It's back. I had that as my alarm clock for a little bit, and just for fun, but I had to take it off because it was just too much for me. But we get the classic orchestra music waking everybody up, and our Ji-hoon wakes up next to a girl staring at him, 44, I believe is her number. And she's on one. She's on some like some some girl, some lady in the some fortune teller vibes, I guess you could say. She's trying to give the quotes and the random excerpts. from somewhere about life, and she's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So yeah, she definitely is in the Twilight Zone. And soon the guards come out and tell everyone's the rules: 6 games in 6 days. So it's on and popping. And the contestants, they're questioning the guards. They're all funny questions, but they keep it real. They're like, I don't like these clothes. I need some new shoes. These shoes don't fit. I get my phone. I want to take some pictures. Oh yeah, I gotta check the crypto market. Like I need my phone. And these are valid questions. Now, we didn't get that all in season one. It was a little more serious in that sense. Um, so I like that they added that to where everyone, even characters who are getting killed off in the first game, they're having their own story being told. They're having their own personality rather than a central 5 or 6 characters and everyone else is just filler, kind of like the first time. So I do love this. They're giving more characters, more contestants shine and light to have their own story told. I mean, we even get a flashback on why everyone is in the game in the first place and everyone's getting slapped up and down the subway station. I thought that was perfect. I wish, I compared it to Squid Game the Challenge 'cause that's the only thing I had to compare it to outside of season one. And if they showed some people's audition tapes in there or what the reason why they were there, and it would be interesting. I think that would be a funny element. I hope they add these elements in season two. Um, and the characters themselves, they seem more, it was 3 years ago. So 3 years isn't that long of a time to where these same issues that they're complaining with then are now. But I think they had more time to kind of develop more advanced dialogue to cater to the modern times. People are worried about, more Instagram now than they were in 2019, 2020. That is a bigger thing. The way they look, the way they're able to check the crypto markets, the way that their lives are, and they seem to have catered this to be aimed towards a younger audience. Just the way that and the younger contestants, just the way that they're talking for the most part. Um, so that's pretty funny, especially with 230 being like the rapper. I'm like, all right, so we'll see. I'm just curious. I hope they don't kill him off, which they probably will. But he's my favorite so far. He's taking it. He's taking it away. So then the piggy gets revealed, and they tell the rules, and it's 4.56 billion won. But there is a new rule in this game. The new rule is everyone will receive money if they decide to leave after the first game. Very big twist. Very, very big. Um, I think that's something definitely enticing. After 1 or 2 games, it might be time to go and we could split this money. I wish we had that option. I would have been like, all right, I'm out. Just give me, I mean, 10K, I would have been out. Like I see the odds, and the odds is that you're most likely not going to win. But all these everyone there, they all think they can win. They're going to be the one. So that's what it goes. When we meet some characters, so meet the mother and son. The mother finds out the son's in there for trying to pay off his debt, and she's in there for trying to pay off his debt as well. So they're both, you know, losing themselves in the music, unfortunately, due to the son. The mother's 149, the son is 7. And we get the meme coin fight where our boy that was in there for crypto scams, pumping this crypto and had people telling people on his YouTube channel, I'm assuming, to buy this coin. He made a couple people mad, and he's 333, the crypto guy. And then he had 124 and 230 come up to him, and they ready to box. They ready to go at it. Now, look, as all financial channels are, if you are watching a financial channel, it's on you if you end up doing this or not. Yes, somebody can give out some information. I felt for this multiple times off some people where they're like, buy this, I'm 100% sure it's going up, especially when 2020 was out, and I got fooled and I'm down. I'm still down on some of those. I'm not going to throw them out there yet, but definitely understand where they're coming from, and I'll be ready. If I see them, I'll be ready to box too. But at the end of the day, it's my fault that I did it, and I just think that's hilarious that they added that because a lot of people had that happen to them, and it's just, I mean, they went in debt because of it. But that's fact. Some people did go in debt because they were listening to the wrong people on financial advice. Um, and then when 230 leaves the argument, he's staring at this girl that he's crushing on real hard. And soon we get to the boat. We pan back to the boat where the guys discussing the plans, looking for the islands, trying to find out what's going on. But they still think that they're tracking his tracker that's in his mouth. So we get back to the games, and they are in the stair room taking pictures. So this was also new. They had the little photo booth in the stair thing. I don't think that's how it was the first time around. I didn't remember like everyone the pictures back to back to back, but they get their pictures. I thought that was really dope. And 230 is apparent like if we found out he's an underground rapper and everyone's fangirling over this dude. Everyone wants an autograph, a picture, and they're like, oh, they're trying to take pictures in the dang picture taking machine and whatnot. And it's just, I think that is gold. I think they're killing it with that. And I love this kind of precursor, kind of getting us to know really more about these other people. Because it's about 4, 5, 6. But what makes Squid Game so unique is it's an immersive thing with so many people of all different walks of life and all different ways that they come from. And to put all these people together and strip them of everything they got and make them wear the same things and eat the same food and do the same things, I think that's amazing. And it's just funny to see like otherwise they would never meet if it wasn't for this. And that's why I think the show is really so special. And the chaos that they have happen with each other. But yes, the people think they can take pictures with him. They're doing these poses. He has his little pose. His little. I mean, my man's is wilding. I didn't get his name though, but he's wilding. And the mother and son soon talk about this non-binary person. They're like, "Is that a boy or a girl?" Y'all, look. I think I don't know the Korean humor side of things. I wish I could get all their kind of like little puns and jokes and whatnot, the subtle ones. But that was hilarious as well. And also, by the way, I'm watching this in Korean, just because I think it's better like that. I don't hate American subtitles, but yeah, no, I think the mother is like the most one of the probably the most hilarious one in here, just because she's kind of delirious with everything. She's overprotective of her son. She's helping him out, and he's a mama's boy at this point. We're kind of getting Trey Leanne flashbacks. It's just funny, but yeah, no, I mean she blurts out that they're together, but the thing is like they don't. Nobody knows the rules. Nobody's like, oh, your mother and son, you're gonna work together. It's not about working together. It's about making it through. So I don't think it is going to be too much of a toll on them because maybe people respect their elders more in this, at least in Korea, and they won't worry about the mom too much. And Purple Hair is acting a fool during this during this whole entire setup. And so we get to the back to the stairs, and when our hero 4, 5, 6 Jihoon is walking through, he runs into 390, and he knows him from before he went in the game, and he hasn't seen him in 3 years. He said, "Oh, I thought you were dead. You were gone. You disappeared." And they catch up with each other, and 390's hysterical at this point because he doesn't know what's going on, and then 4, 5, 6 kind of puts him on game a little bit, just subtly. He's like, "Look, player. Just stay behind me, be close, because this game ain't nothing to play with. I'll explain later. Settings." And 390's like, what? What are you talking about? I mean, he's just going off. And 390's a funny character, too. I have a feeling they might, if they, I don't think they're doing the same games, but if they do a Marbles S game, it probably is going to be them two going against each other. And 390 might turn on our friend 4, 5, 6 at some point as well. Then we find, pan back to the guys in the boat. They find the island and they set out a drone to look through the island to see where 4, 5, 6 is. Then we pan back to the games, and it is time for the iconic red light, green light is back, y'all. We so back. We so back. And the rules get explained and whatnot. And before the game starts, 230 is flirting and rapping to 196. Now that rap was a little. He was like, "I love you." I was like, bruh, trying his best. Usher, Omarion, uh, NSYNC, love, flow segment over here. I mean, he's goofy. It was a funny little flow. It was kind of goofy, but I thought it was hilarious, yo. Shout out 230, man. Shout out 230. I mean, he reminded me so much of a Lorenzo. I think, they filmed it before we filmed ours, but they definitely might have had some inspiration from someone from here. Or Lorenzo had inspiration from, I don't know. But they're two peas in a pod. I would definitely love to see them interact with each other. And so 456, it's the game's about to start, and 456 just checks his tooth real quick, and he takes out his implant and realizes that the tracker was removed. Damn. So our friends in the boat are on a whole different island. They have no idea where they're at. They completely went the wrong way, and there's pretty much no real way to find them at this point. Like their plan is washed. And yeah, I was surprised by that. I definitely was like, wow, like how would they know that? But the thing is, they probably heavily inspected 456 on everything. I mean, they checked even if the tracker was behind his ear still, probably. So they was on him. No, they wasn't playing no games. And I think if you wanted a tracker, I think that tooth would be the best spot. But they probably had some like electrical um, scanner that scanned over his body to make sure nothing was there. So the only thing you could do maybe is to put an air tag on him, but I don't even know if that would connect that far away. Or if you had another little thing, you would have to make it like a tattoo or something that couldn't be removed, but I don't even think that's a possible thing. Or put it, there's nowhere else to really put it. There's only so many things to put things in your body. Maybe stick it up his nose or in a different place. But yeah, he got caught up. He realized that, and then he was like, "All right, I gotta pivot and figure out a new plan." And so he decides to get up front and tell everybody what's popping. He's like, "Hey y'all, this is a real life and death game. You will die if you move. Just listen to me and stay calm, and we'll make it through." And that's what time it is. But people don't believe him. They're like, "Wow, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. Why should we believe you? It's a setup." I don't blame the people for not believing him. It sounds like a setup. But man, like it was pretty real because who is this guy? How can you prove what you're saying is true? How can we believe you when you're not trying to just get the money for yourself? Definitely on that kind of time. So somebody in our game saying started trying to do some things, I'm like, I'm not listening to you either, coach. So definitely it was funny. It was interesting to see that, and that's kind of what he decided to do, which good for him. I mean, he tried to save everyone, but you don't have much time to think about what their reactions might be. He just got to act. And so then we pan to the bosses watching. The game's about to begin. And once the game starts, we get the doll singing the song and we get her turning around and everyone red lighting and green lighting. And what 456 is doing, he's actually directing everyone from the first start. Now, it's interesting they don't have a line that they have to start with because before the game started, they could have just creeped all the way to the end, to make it easier when they don't have the time. But it is a TV show, so I'm getting too like specific on it, just because the people in the back had a severe disadvantage. But he's just going there. He's like, "Stop, go, stop, 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 go, stop." Like I was like, okay, everyone was good for the first 5 rounds, and they were they was moving. Hopefully it was not cold there. Very much PTSD. I mean, if only it was 5 minutes long for us in the Squid Game the challenges. I was very envious that they were able to get through this so quickly. But they make it through. Well, they're getting through the game, and soon 230 is by 196. They're staying real close to each other. He's trying to get up in there, and all of a sudden 196 she has a bee on her, and he tells her this, and she starts freaking out, and then y'all know what happens next. Boom. First casualty of the game. That first one's the worst, man. At least she got her shine. At least I'm glad they gave the first one some shine, and she didn't just have to go out as being a nobody. But then a bunch of people start freaking out once they see she's been shot, and they start running around, and then it's free for all. I mean, Hail Mary's being shot out, um, and it's just pop, 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 put it up, pop, pop, put it up, and people running towards the door. Obviously, they can't get through. They're getting killed. It's a bunch of people. Not as much as the first game, though. And we find that the girl that was a guard, that's a guard, she's a pretty good, she's one of the snipers in there, too. So she's getting her target practice in. She ain't missing a shot. And so then it stops, uh, everyone's back in place, and the game resumes. But the before, like the first time the game resumes, the doll does like a pump fake. It does like red light, green light, or green light, red light. And I was like, nah, they playing games. Um, and so then we get a montage of everyone getting through there, and it's funny. Purple. This is when the purple hair 230 gets something out of his cross, and it's a pill he pops. It could be Adderall. It could be Ambien. It could be a whole bunch of things. I'm not gonna assume what it is, but it's definitely something to keep him, I think, focused or have some energy, or mellow out. But it's something to get him high, of course. Like he's acting a fool and very all over the place once he takes this. And you know, 390, he's paying 390 456 his friend. He's paying real close attention to 456 now. Like he's like, oh, you wasn't lying, like you wasn't capping on everything in this game, so let me just stay close to you. And he gets right behind him, so he's on game now, and the guards are now looking more closely to see who's barely moving, because not as many people are getting out, and I'm sure they have a certain quota they're trying to hit by. I mean, it's only 6 games, and they're not trying to have like 10 people in the final Squid Game. um but yes, so then they're watching really closely, and then all of a sudden 230 pushes 3 people and gets them all killed, which I was like, all right, this dude's a clown. I mean, I thought that was funny still, because he was laughing afterwards. I was like, this bruh's a menace. Hell no, I wish somebody would. And he's definitely on something. And then we get the montage of slow mo, everyone getting through, people getting shot. 230 is in basically all these, just like going crazy, jumping in the air, cartwheels, goofy faces, everything. He's a fool. And we're getting near the end, and the son and the mom do make it. And there's like 2 rounds left, and 456 gets up and he goes back to get this guy who got shot in the leg. And that was interesting. They shot him in the leg. I'm definitely curious on that backstory. They spared a couple people in this one. So they go get him, and then they get back, and then eventually he still gets shot by the girl. But it was interesting that they shot him in the leg. I'm wondering what's up with that. Um, so 120 gets through as well. 120 helps 456 get 444, and they barely make it. They barely make it, but 444 still gets shot, and it's terrible. Um, you know, I think they trying to. That's when 456 realizes that they're not playing um, fair this game. Like they're gonna do what they want to do, and it's definitely different settings. And so I'm going to actually find my number 22288 on Squid Game, the challenge, or not Squid Game challenge, Squid Game, the Squid Game, if they have 288, because I'm just curious if my number made it through. I do want to know if they have it on here, but I doubt they do. Look, I don't think we'll have time to find it right now, but I'm definitely curious. I was looking to see on the map if 222 made it through, but I don't know if he did or not. I'm afraid, I'm assuming he didn't, but he could be. I just want to see like who it is and if my number pops up there. But yes, we finished the game, and yeah, we get the last casualty of 444, and the snipers pack up and leave. And the boat crew, we get back to them. They're figuring out what to do. They trying to come up with a plan, and we find out when we get back to the dorms that 365 players completed the first game. So the mother is asking for forgiveness from the guards. Everyone else starts begging to get up out of here. They're like, "Look, coach, we good. We signed up. We had fun, but it's time to get up out of here. It ain't worth our lives." Um, but the guards, they do what their fairness is they get people the opportunity to vote yes or no to stay or leave, and they say that 24 million would be split between each player if they leave now. 24 million won. Now I don't know what that equals up to in American dollars. I'm about to do the translation um and to see, you know, because 0.00068 dollar is 1 won. So I'm going to type in 24 million, 24 million And that should equal, let's see, why is it not doing the exchange for me? Why is it not exchanging it for me? Why is it not exchanging it for me? Here we go. We're going to do 24 million, 000,000. That would be 16,000 US dollars. Yeah, that ain't gonna pay off them debts. That is not going to pay off the debts, coach. Wow, that's it? I mean, I would take it. But yeah, that I definitely understand like okay, that's nothing. Like these people have hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and that's not going to take care of it. Because I was curious. I was like, "Oh, that sounds like a lot of money, but it's really not." Um so yeah, uh they all pretty much say, "Hell no, we're staying. We want to stay." But then a lot of people are like, we do want to go home. We don't want to die." So, like I said, it's up to the vote. 456 is up first. They're doing last to first. He votes no. 44 gives some like mystical humbo jumbo preacher's sermon up there on the top bunk. So I don't know what's up with 44, but I'm definitely curious to see what setting she's on. And everyone's starting to vote. 396 with his friend. Shout out him. You know, he's a real one. 230 is a fool. He comes running up there and just slams yes and runs off. Um, 390 did ask how old, 390. They start getting in a fight because 456 is telling everyone, look, y'all need to start. He's seeing the numbers not working out in his favor. He's like, look, y'all, you need to vote no so we can get up out of here. This is ridiculous. I'm solving the mystery right now, and I don't want no more casualties. And then this other dude comes up and starts arguing, but then 230, no, 390 comes to him. He's like, I'm older than you. And that's funny thing about the difference in the cultures is like, if you're older, you're supposed to be more respected but they don't know each other's ages and whatnot. It's just off looks. And the other guy's like, "How do you know? I'm older than you." And he didn't look older. But 456 announces that he's played the games before, and he explains like, "Look, y'all, like I've been here, I've done that, I won the game." And he's getting through his tangent, but then the guards come up to him, and they're like, "Look, if you keep talking, player, we gonna off you too. So you better get back in line and quit messing up our game, or we gonna mess you up." And so if there's any more disruptions, he will get shot. And the vote continues, and I feel like I'm watching the election of Trump and Kamala Harris, watching these numbers and whatnot. That's what it felt like. And it gets tied up, and it's down to the last player, player one. And player one picks stay in the game. And they're all cheering on that side. It's an epic scene. I loved it. And yeah, he votes to continue the game. And I do appreciate the fairness of it. But what was not fair about this is we find out that player one is the front man himself. He entered the game. Now, I don't know if he played red light, green light. He might have snuck up in there, which I feel like he did. But wow, this is an interesting twist. The front man has entered the games. Now, do I think they're going to shoot him? No, I don't. They preach this fairness and whatnot. They're not going to shoot him. I think he's going to try and set up everyone else, or at least try and set up 456 to get him up out of here to continue his little projects. So that was an interesting twist. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was just going to be another character we were going to get, but yeah, y'all, I definitely enjoyed this episode a lot. I love the lighthearted humor that it had. I loved the games that brought us all to Squid Game, which was red light, green light. The drama behind it, the PTSD in my case because I was part of it, and I'm hooked for the rest of the seasons now. I mean, I've already hooked, but definitely this got me in the game mode because I was practicing it again myself. So that was episode 3. Let me know what y'all think. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? And we are on to episode 4 next, y'all. So until next time, y'all, peace, blessings, deuces, and have a great rest of your day. We out you.